Hey guys, so someone put the purple chair from Criterion Dungeons beside the new Mechanical Lotus, and the drama that unfolded truly rivaled the Calamity. It was like something out of a freaking telenovela. But guys, we're talking about the new Mechanical Lotus mount that I did a video on yesterday morning, alongside the removal of items from the shop being able to be gifted to people, alongside the Criterion rewards fusing together into one polymorphed beast of Eld. A walking, talking Oprah Winfrey of calamity, of fire and complete chaos, handing it out to everyone. Even my own voice chat and Discord server devolved into this conversation, and I'm covering this all in one video because frankly, it is all mixed together. So first off, this mount I absolutely do adore. Wasn't clickbait, wasn't kidding, wasn't exaggerating for the views when I said that I'd fly around on it like absolutely crazy. And in fact, today in the hunt train, I got whispered like 5 times about it, which for hunt train is a lot for me. Being on Gilgamesh, you have some big names like Mr. Happy here, and it's just like sometimes I see him in the hunt train and I'm just like, thank God, take up some of the stress, because it's like, oh my God, there's Cole, oh wait, oh shit, it's Rose to the side, oh my God, someone else. And I'm not salty about it at all. I'm like, thank God up above, because Lord knows when I'm like half asleep doing hunt train, God. So for me to be whispered 5 times about this mount, people obviously like it a lot. And I think that's really what has grinded salt into the wound about this, and why it has been such a fiery response. Likewise, this has caused people to immediately pivot and look at Criterion Dungeons and say, why is this mount in the Mogstation for real life money and not a reward from Criterion Dungeons? I gotta say, if this was in the Criterion Dungeons, I'd be pretty much begging people to take me along in any role. I don't care, get me this telenovela flower. It is so extra. And then I had some people in my Discord server even put the freaking purple chair right beside this mount and be like, I wonder which one I'd pick. I'm like, oh my God. Not to rain on anyone's parade, but the practical answer is this mount was already released in other regions. I can't remember which, but this cannot be a reward from in-game content like Criterion. I remember seeing this mount ages ago going, holy shoot, I want that. If we put that constraint to the side though, undeniably it sucks. Obviously it sucks. This likewise has given many World of Warcraft veterans who have come to 14, whether it's full-time or not, and they're playing both, I say play both, but it has given these WoW players flashbacks to World of Warcraft, putting all the custom unique mounts with awesome skins and effects into the shop and giving them a purple chair. Oh wait, the purple chair is it's our purple chair here in 14. Oh fuck. Which it does suck. But what I will say is that we have an overwhelming amount of mounts I prefer the looks of with distinct appearances. Like, honestly, the Mecha Dragon from getting all of the extreme trials done from Shadowbringers. That thing is still my favorite mount of all. It is absolutely freaking epic, and I don't know how someone's gonna top that. Obviously this is a very different, unique look and feel, and I'm really vibing with it, so it's nice to have that option. But again, the Mecha Dragon is in game. That was not a cash shop mount. Not even getting into like Beast Tribe mounts with like their skill usages and more, like the brand and the ones that we get from events too. This brand new that we're getting from the Beast Tribe quests, that thing is magnificent. Like the 6.25 Beast Tribe, it's very different here in 14 than World of Warcraft, where you get things like Asmongold pretending that he's excited for the next slightly changed tint on the same dragon that we already saw 1,000 times before. Woo. I wonder, from an academic perspective, have there been studies done on the correlation between baldness and store mounts, and the potential causing of baldness from exposure to the store mounts? Anyone else remember when he dumped salt on his head? Thankfully, this is not our problem in 14. But yeah, obviously every time there's a cool new mount added to the store, it does suck to different degrees. From a financial perspective, they need to make money to keep the servers going and continue to fuel development efforts. I think Square Enix just pulled the plug on some Babylon game and the first Soldier Battle Royale game. I heard about them and then I googled to double check. Point is, if a product doesn't make money, it dies. This is nothing revelationary. I am 1,000% sure everyone listening to this video knows that way better than even I do. My voice betrays me and everyone thinks that I'm like 20, and I'm like, I'm a little older than that. It's been a few years since high school. But yeah, my point is, I'm sure many people know this way better than me, so I'm not gonna preach. But like, in spite of economic strains, and there is definitely a problem going on, like I'm in Canada and we share a lot of similarities to the US, and undeniably the inflation that we're feeling makes something like this look so painful to buy. So I get it, but if the product doesn't make money, it dies. That's the fundamental underpinning here. Like, speaking for myself, while I pump $400 a month already on my website servers and the DNS and whatever infrastructure stuff, that's also before my relaunch where infrastructure I'm changing intentionally. It's not normal to do that out of pocket. Companies and people want money. Doing things with no ads, no gimmicks, straight out of pocket and good faith? No, bro, that's not how this goes. In fact, I have been encouraged to completely shut off that project, and I'm like, but this is my baby. But this is not an ad for it, for the record, because like, seriously, don't give me at least another month. Don't go. But my point really is, they need to add this because they need the money, and I don't want to see 14 shut down. That's the point. And if their business team has decided that this is what's necessary, it sucks, but that's life. I prefer this over loot box system. I would prefer this over a lot of different systems, so I consider us on the luckier end of things. This also isn't like a seasonal mount, no FOMO. Yeah, it could be a lot worse. Now, my thoughts on not being able to gift items to people is that it sucks. My boyfriend gave me my motorcycle from Final Fantasy VII years ago, and I cherish it, and I do remember it. I was riding all over the place. Ground mount speed, I think, is increased on it, I'm pretty sure. I gift him stuff all the time, too. You take me out to fancy Michelin star Italian restaurant, I'd buy you a stupid mount in my video game. I don't know. That's just what we do. It sounds so stupid when I said it out loud. But my point is, gifting is clearly a part of the shop, and I don't want to see it go. I don't think the developers want to see it go either. I want to stress that. So my heartfelt hope is that they're working on some sort of integration or algorithm or some kind of screening thing with maybe friends list to be on a person's friends list for 10 days before you can gift them, or free company for an extended period of time, because this feature, I know I've used a lot. I know a lot of others who've used it a lot. It is a potential revenue source, and like we just said in great detail, businesses in business for money. So I don't think that this is going to be a long-term fix. Long-term problem. I know that I would get that comment, so I'm saying it before you guys. In my mind, they must be working on some feature to get this back in a more limited, more controlled capacity to try and like encounter the RMT and whatever other activities they're concerned about, and still provide the service to players. Now let's close this off with Criterion Dungeon rewards. Of course, I think this is the kind of thing that would be an amazing reward from it, and please make it so that it can't be sold on the market board, because that just ruins any prestige or appeal from getting it further. That throne is viable on the market board, and whenever I see someone on it, I'm like, meh. Whereas with the Cerberus, I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty freaking awesome. That means something. But more than mounts, I think that we've gotten the ball really rolling on the gear system, and for everyone who's been like sharing the word and stuff, I am so freaking happy about that. This is something I really want to see changed for myself. And the talk about alts and rating on alts, and that we'd all be better served by the gearing system evolving from its current form into maybe something like the Criterion Dungeon content, some iteration of this. Like past expansions, we could get armor sets. They were undeniably very far from best in slot. I'm not looking to suddenly ruin rating prestige or the integrity of rating or people's ambition of going into rating, especially since I do it myself. But take Ninja for instance. That's a job that has accessories shared with ranged physical DPS, and Ninja is a melee DPS. It also shares armor with absolutely no one. Ninja armor is totally locked out for being shared with any other job, regardless if it is the same role or not. And let's face it, that sucks, because if you ever want to play something other than Ninja, you're kind of screwed. And even the most, how to say it, the incredible majority of best in slot lists, even the most outlandish ones, demand you to get the body piece and the weapon from the boss. And if RNG hates you as much as it hates me, well, it could be 16 weeks of collecting books for you if you're not an static that stays together long enough. Oh yeah, and boots is pretty much mandatory from raids too, because the incredible majority of best in slot lists require boots from raid for whatever reason. Really, there's my thoughts on this. In summary, of course, any mount being added to the store sucks, but we want our game to continue to be profitable, and I love Final Fantasy XIV enough that I made a channel that runs me into the negatives, because I keep spending way more on editing software, servers, and than I make. I don't know how to properly do YouTube still. I just do the videos for fun. Maybe I should actually get better on it in hindsight. The point is, I don't want to see Final Fantasy XIV go the way of this Babylon Fallen or this First Order game. Yeah, there's kind of just my thoughts on it. Just a quick 10-minute take. I wanted to just hit all these talking points because I don't want to make separate videos for all of them. And yeah, I hope everyone has an absolutely beautiful day, and let me know what you think in the comments, because I'm just one dude. I am more often wrong than not.